Godfrey Talbot recording in the desert. The sound you can hear now is the noise of British tanks moving into battle. It's the night of Sunday, Monday, November 1st, 2nd. And it's the early hours of the morning, and here on this desert, with the sand clouds whirling up behind each vehicle, British tanks in large numbers are moving into battle. Shells by the thousand are being pumped into the enemy. And now here we are at the side of one of these desert tracks, watching the armed might of the 8th Army go forward to engage the enemy. The moon, just half a moon, is shining down here, the starry night, and overhead there's not only the moon, but the flares which have been dropped, which are shining down on the desert and illuminating this battleground. Tank after tank is going past, just a few yards from the microphone as I speak now. One can't see very clearly. It's rather like being in a fog. It is indeed a fog, but the fog is a fog of sand, because the sand's very soft here, and each tank as it goes past turns up a great cloud.
This is the BBC Home and Forces programme. This is Bruce Belfridge. Here's some excellent news which has come during the past hour in the form of a communique from GHQ Cairo. It says, the Axis forces in the Western Desert, after 12 days and nights of ceaseless attacks by our land and air forces, are now in full retreat. It's known that the enemy's losses in killed and wounded have been exceptionally high. Up to date, we've destroyed more than 260 German and Italian tanks and captured or destroyed at least 270 guns.
Our part of the war is going to winter around the Mediterranean. The Axis forces are already spread thin, and this will spread them even more. The key to the whole operation, carefully timed to coincide with the offensive in Egypt, is Tripoli. Tripoli in Allied hands would mean the end of Axis hopes in Africa. The secret of this operation was well kept. Many knew something was coming, but few knew where and when. But tonight, radio transmitters are hot, carrying the message to the continent. Tonight's news will lift British hearts, but there will be no final flourish of trumpets. This may be the turning point of the war, but the road to this point has been long and hard. And every child here knows that Germany must finally be beaten on the continent. We went to Africa because we had the stuff to go there. There is no news about resistance encountered, but there is no reason to think it will not be stubborn. The people who are running this operation did not expect a picnic. This action may not fully satisfy the Russians, but at least they knew all about it in advance. It's a combined operation, launched after careful planning. We chose the time, the place, and the ground. This offensive is commanded by General Ike Eisenhower, and he is not a man to look back. I have heard him say that when units of his army went anywhere, there would be no coming back. If ever a general enjoyed the confidence and respect of his troops, it's Ike Eisenhower. This is the second installment of the offensive phase. There will be others, and probably before very long. But this is no time for speculation.